evening, folks, and welcome to Cooking with Dan Luzzi. My name is Janet Rebisardi-Hoff. I will be your host this evening in Dan's kitchen with Dan. Hi, Dan.
What's up, Janet? How are we doing?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. So I went through the supermarket this morning. I was just getting some squash to show our viewers if they came running home and grabbed something at the store. At least it's one type of thing that you don't have to, if you didn't want a frozen vegetable, that you could just toss in a pan and cook it as opposed to putting on water and doing this, that, and the other thing with it, you know. So I ended up grabbing some roasted potatoes, some little potatoes here to roast, and I grabbed some puff pastry to try out a little hors d'oeuvre with some shrimp here that I'm going to consider using for the holidays. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I was going to do a blackened chicken Caesar salad, something I like to put out at times for a little light dinner, snacky type thing. And I did buy a spaghetti squash that's in the oven over here.
Hey, great.
Thing looks like a block of lead. I threw it in the oven about an hour ago, and I tell you what, it'll be funny. We're going to take it out, cut it open. I've never done one, so we'll see. I think I'm doing the right thing. I've just chucked it in there whole, so we'll see what it looks like. In fact, I think so I can handle it. I'll take it out now.
Well, you know, the nice thing about those is they don't really take a whole lot of effort.
Until I got a hold of it. Well, it seems soft on the inside. We'll leave it sit here, maybe grab it at the end of the show.
Okay.
Okay. So that's all I did was just cleaned it off and chucked it in, and let's see what happens. I've had it before. I think it's really neat, you know. But meanwhile, let's get to it. I have a pan here that a friend of mine had mentioned to me, these little potatoes. I got them in a bag here.
Those are great.
Right, they're great, and they are very expensive. But the good thing about them is all you're going to have to do to get them from point A to point B is to cut them in half. They're all pretty evenly sized, and then maybe the ones that are a little too small or something like that, you can just keep them for another time and throw them in some boiling water. And for that matter, you can throw these into boiling water. So I wanted to show our viewers how we did that.
Okay.
How we did our zucchini in a pan and garnished it a little bit, you know, with an actual cooking time. And how we treated both these items with some slivered garlic and olive oil at the end. Not that you want to serve them both on the same night, you know. How much olive oil and garlic can we take, right?
Oh, lots.
Lotsy.
We like lots.
But if you turn your oven on about 350, and looking for my little olive oil here.
There you go.
Put an oven on 350 and get a little sheet pan out. Move it around. I used to have one of these brushes in here to do this. I'll just use my digits. I think I'll put a little bit more because this will evaporate a little bit. And all we're going to do then is take these taters, and this is something I think you should do at least this part of it under the gun. I don't like doing this ahead of time, but they're small enough, they're neat enough, and you know, you can do it for a small dinner party. They're pretty easy to do, and they're fun. So we're just going to flatten them and put them on the oil. I'm going to chuck them in the oven. They're a little 350 oven. I could throw it up to about 450 if we felt like it, which I would do.
But she was saying she loves watching you because she loves the way you show.
I move.
Yeah, they love.
Yeah.
Well, we won't get into that. Rosemary, close your ears.
She doesn't watch anyway.
She'll watch this one.
Right. Oh yeah. Rosemary, pick up the phone.
Yeah, pick up the phone, Rosemary.
Right.
No, she said she loves watching your show because she loves the way you show her how to prepare things ahead of time, so
Right.
she's not,
Right.
you know, she's not really
But this,
anxious before her guests come.
right,
It's great.
because this is a good one here. You could roast these potatoes, get them in a pan that's microwavable, you know, brown them up real nice, but don't put them back in the fridge, and don't do it the day before. This is only if you're going to eat at 7 or 8 o'clock that you're doing this at 4:30 or 5. So the pan's put away, and you can, let's say, do some steaks or fish or whatever the heck you're doing under the gun and hit this and in a short period of time without messing around with all the roasting and stuff. But the key is don't do it too far ahead of time, and don't put it back in the refrigerator. Leave these potatoes on the counter. And like your girlfriend said. What else are we going to do here?
Okay. We're going to
The
do
garlic.
this.
How about the
Yeah,
garlic?
let's do that.
We'll do that. This is not my forte, slicing. I got to do it a little bit at a time, otherwise I'll end up cutting my fingers off. What I'm going to do here is get some oil and and sliver some garlic, saute it, strain the garlic out, and then I want to use this oil to season the potatoes and cook the zucchini in. So it's just an oil also that we're going to do ahead of time. I've got to be very careful with this and undercook the garlic, because if I'm not careful, it's going to keep cooking and get a little too bitter and overdone. So this I'm going to try to miss on the lighter side, on the underdone side. I'll put it on about 3/4 here, and I'll get some nice olive oil, that extra virgin variety. Let me think. Oh, I'm going to use it. You know, as long as you mark it, you know if it's that garlic-infused oil. So you can, a little more is probably better, because you can control what you're putting in the pan after it's finished. So I don't want to get this too hot here, so I better turn it down or slice more rapidly, which again is not my forte.
Okay, now be careful.
Yeah, really.
Careful.
I don't want to shave these paper thin. I want them like little wafers. All right, so like I said, this garlic here, I'm not going to brown it as much as I normally do. Got this pan, this cast iron skillet on there, getting ready to put that blackened chicken in there. That is a neat flavor, you know, that Caesar, the creamy dressing, the heat on the blackening. I'm bringing this along a little more rapidly than I normally like. Well, I'm dying to cut this, give this a grab, a little squeeze. Feels like it's done in there, right?
Kind of soft,
right.
I think.
Rosemary, keep saying. Okay, what will we do now? I guess we could slice open the zucchini, we could chop up the rosemary. You know what we can do? We can do these shrimp. Let's get the shrimp in the oven.
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
get that going.
let's do that. We've been talking about this. I haven't
Right.
had this yet.
Right, I bought a little puff pastry.
Okay.
I haven't handled it that much. I'm probably going to screw something up. One of our viewers can call in and tell me what I didn't do right or wrong. And what I was going to put in it was, I had a little, we made our staff a spinach salad. We had a little Russian dressing we made. And I was going to kick it up a notch.
Ooh.
A little cayenne pepper. There we go. I've got a little teaspoon over here. I don't want to make it too hot, but it's one of these things, if you don't have a dipping sauce, which we could do also, you know, you don't want to feel like it was a little bland. You got the pastry here, the shrimp, you know, it's almost like the shrimp, I should almost add a little salt and pepper to them. Now, I don't know how the heck I'm going to do this, but when the big thing with an hors d'oeuvre like this, is it a 1-bite thing or a 2-bite thing? I want to make this where I could possibly put them on the bar, or you could put them out on a coffee table with a couple of toothpicks and we can eat them. That's going to be very difficult to do with a puff pastry, because all of a sudden it blows up in the air, it's hot on the inside, you know. There's grandma with molten lava coming down her chin going, "Ah, I hate you. I hate you.
Oh, God.
Look what you've done to me, you little bastard." But see where this garlic is starting to brown a little bit here. I want to start being careful, because after I take it out, it's going to cook a smidge.
Yep.
So normally I wait a little longer. I think we'll strain this garlic out pronto.
And even though it's off the heat, it's still turning brown.
Right.
I see that.
That's what I'm afraid of. All right. All right, we'll let that hang around there. And this is the pan I'm going to do the zucchini in. However, we are going to get the shrimpies in the oven primero. Guess I can put this pan over here. I'll leave that on. Okay, so I have to see how this is an experiment once again on camera. We're going to screw up on camera. And the shrimp, we did do these one time, I will be honest. This isn't our first this time, it's my first time. So be gentle. I'm going to cut them either 3 pieces or I'm going to go 4 pieces, I think.
Really?
All right, 3 pieces.
Let's do it 3.
All
Come
right.
on, let's do 3. Yeah. Those are substantial pieces.
Yes. The thing is, you can stretch this a little bit, which I think I'm going to need to do that. So I want to try to use as little of the pastry as possible. Not because I'm a cheapskate, but because, like I said, you want to make it. See, that's a large. I should have gone 4.
Oh, Dan.
So 1 biter.
That's what happens when you listen to me.
Now I had some. Speaking of spicy, that's right. I had some chives here, and I thought, hey, quiet out there. You know, these birds, they didn't like, they don't want chives in the dish. That bird, as soon as their chives went, oh my God, no. All right, let me try one first. I should have grabbed a fork. I'm gonna need a fork to tamp down the edges. Let me try a couple of these in here, like that. Gee, maybe I should have put this on the bottom too, right? The dressing, because I don't want to have
That's a good idea.
to close it. And I'm just going to put that amount on there. Maybe a little salt and pepper.
Okay.
All right, let's figure this out. See, I can either stretch this around it, or I
And
can...
you just need a little bit to clamp the ends. Is that correct?
Right.
Oh, you're making it almost like a little wonton?
Yeah, that.
Okay. Yeah, that.
I don't know if this will work or not. Well, I'll tell you what, this is going to be tough, folks. This is going to be tough to make into a single hors d'oeuvre, right? Dressing's pouring out all over the place. Well, I could try it like that, put it down like that.
Almost like a little gnocchi now.
Yeah, now it's a gnocchi.
It's changing.
It's a
change as
gnocchi,
we speak.
right? I need a little pan to put them on, I guess. I'm going to have one right here.
The important thing is it's going to taste good.
But still, that's going to grow, you know?
Right.
So we're going to have to, you know what I'm going to do for the heck of it?
But
I'm going to cut these
maybe you
even
do
in
need to-
half.
Yeah, maybe you do need to roll those out a little bit or stretch. Well, now you don't need to stretch them if you're going to make those smaller.
Right, who knows? We'll figure it out here, right? So, boy, I'm quickly getting sorry I'm attempting this today, folks. Let me tell you.
It's art class.
But I like the fact that we twisted them up and put them underneath there. All right, we'll put a little dip and dabble do you here on the bottom, right? Try that. A little dab more. A few scallion. Chives.
Very
Try
creative.
a piece of shrimp. Yeah, so now that means
You think?
So I cut one shrimp. It was a large shrimp into a half dozen pieces.
Right. Almost a half dozen.
Almost a half.
I count 1, 2, 3,
Right.
4, 5.
Right, that's
Five.
because the one is the way
What
you
did
told
you
me to
eat
do.
that?
Yes,
That's
raw, Mr. Sushi. Okay, so that's it. Next time I'll stretch the dough first, so I don't have to do it with the shrimp in it. That'll be a good thing, right?
Mhm.
I don't know. They're gonna puff up a bit, puff pastry. So we're gonna take a look at possibly getting 6 hors d'oeuvres out of one shrimp. That could
Ooh.
really turn a few people on. I mean,
Yep.
shrimp 6 for one. So actually, then 6 of these would cost you for like 90 cents, 80 to 90 cents, including everything. You know, that's not too shabby. Serving some shrimp, something nice, hot, a little different. So we'll throw them in the oven and we'll check it out. Meanwhile, we'll check on the potatoes while we're in there. Them French fried potatoes.
Okay.
Sound okay. I think they're okay.
How
Yeah.
do the potatoes
Yeah, they're
look?
soft and
Yeah?
stuff. I'll put them on a plate for a few minutes. And yeah, see how they're nice and brown on the bottom? They took no time at all to cook. Ow! We'll put them over here. And what we'll do then is we will toss these shortly, and we'll mimic. So these potatoes are the item. We would have said you could do these, you know, a little while ahead of time. you know, if you're going to eat at 7 or so, let's do these at around 4:35. Leave them out on the counter, put a little napkin over them. Get ready to pop them in the radar. That's how you're going to finish them.
Okay.
And now we have our zucchini, the main reason I was going to the supermarket. So we're going to cut these on an angle. And again, at the beginning of the show, I mentioned that you don't, it takes nothing to, I guess I could cook them like this, or I could julienne them. I'm going to cut them in slivers. Hopefully they'll be similarly sized.
And we're leaving the skin on, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
Great.
All right, we got the pan. We're getting the pan hot. I'm going to let it get hot so that you got to watch the rosemary. She doesn't like it too hot, though. Not too hot.
Oh, God.
It's medium hot. But no, we're not going to put the rosemary into the vegetables. That pan hot. We'll get some of this olive oil in here. You can use butter, whatever you like. Again, I strain the garlic out. The garlic's mainly for the potatoes. All right, can always add a little more oil. Don't make it too greasy. Want to get this pan nice and hot.
Mm-hmm.
Should have probably had the pan on while I was slicing the zucchini, but that's my pea brain not functioning properly again. I'm excited about these little shrimpy things, huh? Yeah, they're getting a little golden. I didn't tell.
Puffing
Yeah,
up? Yeah.
starting a little bit, but what we did do was we put a little bit of oil on the pan so we can get them off, and while we were off camera, and we put a little egg wash on the top, hopefully make them a little browner a little more rapidly. So again, I don't want to cook the bejesus out of the zucchini, so I'm going to kind of put them along the bottom a little there, see if I can't get them nice and brown. And you know, if in doubt on this stuff, it's why it's such a good thing sometimes to have dessert. One of the good things about dessert is you can miss if you have a really good dessert, you can miss the food on the short side.
Mm-hmm.
So if you did miss the food on the high side, nobody wanted dessert anyway, you have it all to yourself the next day.
Oh, I knew there was a method to that madness.
Right.
Somewhere or another.
However, if you did short side the food and everybody is still starving, let them eat the cake. I don't know if we're going to have time to get to our chicken. I'm going to chop a little of this rosemary. Got a bowl right here. Now, be careful with the rosemary, folks. Really hit it on the short side. So pretend now you've got your, this garlic and oil is something you would have also done ahead of time, or you can do it right under the gun. It doesn't matter. And we're going to take our potatoes. We're going to put them in the bowl. Like so.
Okay.
Going to add a little of this rosemary in there. Going to add some salt, some pepper. I got some nice white pepper there. I'm going to put some granulated garlic in there. I'm going to add a little dabble of our garlic-infused olive oil.
That looks good.
And a few crumblies of this, and now it's a little crunchy, of this whole sliver garlic. So this is all after I put up my potatoes in the radar, let's say. Put them up there for a minute, got them nice and hot. You had your hot oil and garlic, salt and pepper and rosemary. And you just toss it all around. And you put it on the on a platter, maybe garnish it with a little parsley. All right, flip these over, they're browning. Yippee! But again, they're getting tender and soft, 2 seconds flat. I won't even, and I'm going to wait till I'm through here before I add, and if you're not sure, you can always just turn the pan off and put the lid back on for a couple of seconds. And I'm going to add the same type of ingredients that I'm putting on the potatoes. A little salt, pepper, garlic. I didn't put any crazy herb on there like basil or oregano and stuff like that. Nothing that's going to take the flavor in too crazy a direction. You know, you want the zucchini to be standing on its own, if you ask me. And we're going to put that on a plate in a second or two.
Yeah, our timing is great because Tim is saying, hey, we're running out of time.
And we'd hate to cut out any of that incredible bantering
No,
we've
we
had
would.
today,
We
right?
certainly wouldn't want to do that.
So let's, I can leave a little of this oil in here, and you can reuse the oils. Now, the rosemary, I could have put a tad more, right?
I don't know. I think that's pretty potent.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So we'll get all this stuff ready for the... Some people do not care for the garlic like this. They would, you know, to me, it's like potato chips. I love eating that crunchy garlic, you know. I think it's really neat. I'll put a little green on there.
Okay.
Here we've got our potatoes with sauteed garlic, olive oil, and rosemary. Dangerous rosemary.
Dangerous rosemary. Okay, well, I'm like looking at this little lonely plate.
Yes, I think
I
our
think
little
we've got-
shrimpy dimpies are
Yeah,
done
we've
here.
got one other dish coming out.
Yes, our shrimp and the puff pastry.
Yeah.
Now we got to worry, is the shrimp cooked? Right. Think about that when you're... And here's
Well, maybe I don't want to be the taster.
Now you don't
anymore.
want to be the taster, right? So I'll have to figure a way of getting these closed a little better. Sure I will when I try to do it not on camera.
The puffs are nice and golden, though. Look at that. Oh,
Right.
Look at how nice that looks.
Nice and gold.
Yeah.
Maybe I could put a little leaf under there,
Mhm.
right? This larger one, I think, with some dressing or a sauce in there like molten lava, I think Grandma's going to have a little trouble with that one. So I mean, there's only 4 or 5 pieces here, but if I cut that one in half, with one shrimp, we would have had a half a dozen pieces. So what the heck? My mother could serve 20 people with that. Just kidding, Mommy. But, yeah, we'll garnish that, maybe with a little bit of chive. And we'll set that out front. But do we want to show this? You want to?
Sure.
Let me put a little chive on there. See what this looks like. A couple of chives.
A couple of chives would be. Oh yeah.
Maybe
That
a little
just
of
does-
this
gives a little
paprikash
something,
too.
don't you think?
Yeah, a little of this
There you go.
paprikash.
Just a little color. Nice.
Color in there. We'll get a little green going here. Actually, let's go parsnip, chive, and
All you need is
parsley.
one more of those.
Yeah, one more.
There you go.
There we go. A little Christopher Cross. Maybe a little parsley around. And there we have our little shrimp hors d'oeuvres, our little puff pastry.
Okay, I've been waiting to see you do whatever you're going to do with
Yep,
it.
we got this pumpkin out of the oven. I can't wait to see what this looks like on the inside. I don't know if it's overdone, underdone. Feels kind of underdone, but we'll find out in a minute. I'm gonna make a couple phone calls and see how you're supposed to handle this and see how much of it I did right. Nah, I don't know, folks. I don't think I cooked it enough. Oh no, maybe I did.
Yeah.
I don't know. Here it is.
Yes, you did.
All right, already I see I made a...
Creaminess.
Maybe I should have cut it in half first.
We have to scoop the seeds out of the middle,
Yeah, let's get that out, right?
and then you've got a fork already.
I should have had this, maybe, yeah, that should have, you know, I don't know if I was supposed to do this ahead of time or not. It's starting to look like I should have, right? Holy smokes. Well, either way, if I did take them out, you can see
Yeah.
along the sides here how this
How
is
the-
breaking down. So as I
Absolutely.
scoop it out,
Mm-hmm.
you can see where this squash, when I put it down, is going to be al dente, to say the least. Try a piece. It's not horrible. But I guess I should have taken this out to begin with. And, you know, I mean the seeds rather, and then the whole squash on the inside. I could have worked it out and we could saute it up and have some fun with it. But that's for another day, folks, and see you out front.
Well, folks, thanks for joining us again this evening in Dan's Dining Room, where we pretty much wrap up the show and let you know what we've done in the kitchen today. Right, Dan?
Where's the beef today,
Where's the beef?
Tell you what, if Greg was here today, he'd be, you know what, slapping me around. What the hell's going on?
I don't know. I tell you what, he's going to have a hard way to go because Tim has his eye on at least one or two of these dishes, and Tim's going to wind up getting them first. Right, Tim?
Sounds good. We did our zucchini. Again, it takes 2-3 seconds to do. You know, you cook as many as you want. We have that olive oil. You season them any way you want, but I did try to lay off of these herbs that would take the zucchini in a certain direction. We did our olive oil and garlic, slivered garlic potatoes here with the little teeny expensive
Those are great. Yep.
roasted potatoes. Again, we can do them ahead of time. We showed you how to do that on camera. And I'm noticing with our little shrimp puffs, there's one missing. Wonder who did that.
I have no idea.
But Janet did try one off screen and said that, again, when you're dealing with something as bland as the shrimp and the pastry itself, it just didn't have enough zip to it. So next time we're going to add a little more of the chive and the cayenne pepper and salt to it. So that's what we have, these nifty little hors d'oeuvres where for 20 cents you can serve shrimp at your party.
Okay, great. Well, Dan, thank you very much. Folks, thanks for joining us again this evening, and we'll see you again next week.